I'm back, guys. It cut my live. They cut it because they probably didn't want to hear that I was on the phone with the police department. Hold on, I'm going to check something really quick. Hold on. I want to check to see if this is broadcasting. You can hear it. Hold on. Yeah, you can hear it. Check to see if this. So I had to come back on live because they cut the first live. I had to call the police department because I got an indirect threat uh, tonight, about 31 minutes ago. I got an indirect threat. So I'm going to show you all that threat that I just received. Mm, Uh, Let me get to my comments. Just hold tight, y'all. Okay. Let me turn this around really quick. This is just crazy. That is not right. Okay. All right. Hold on, y'all. Hold tight. Hold tight. Mm-hmm. I don't want that. Why is it not? Settings. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I just got this threat about 31 minutes ago. Well, 39 minutes now. Nikki, you're hella cute. Cut the crap. Let's see. Nikki, you're hella cute. Cut the crap. Um, Actually, cut the crap with who? Only person I can think that is trying to stir up something is someone that came onto my live, one of their many minions that came onto my live the other day. But I did call the police. This was my live earlier. So I had to call the police earlier, and this live was cut. Let me speed it up. I'm on the phone with the police right now. cyber stalking. Yes.
What exactly happened there? Has he made any fake pages with your name or anything like that?
Hold on for one moment. I don't, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Yes, I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Yes. Well, I know I'm getting people coming onto my page, my platform, sending messages to me. Nikki, you're too cute. Cut the crap. Things of that nature. I got a screenshot of some of his followers coming onto my platform when I was live. Actually, I have that on video. Sending his name or stating his name, saying why are you and him beefing? I haven't talked to this man, spoken this man's name at all, said anything about this man since I interviewed him, and this is almost a year ago. Okay, this just happened last month. One of his minions, one of his followers, came onto my live, and as I was on live, and they said, "Why are you beefing?" and he spoke about you on his Patreon page that he has, that he takes his content down off of YouTube and puts on his Patreon page, and speaks in private because you have to be a paid Patreon member to view anybody's footage who has Patreon. These two messages came up while I was on a live stream, and as I was on that live stream, I just said, "God bless you." I didn't even respond to try to get drawn back into anything because I'm not a child. I'm not going to get antagonized into anything that is going on with him. We live states apart, okay? As I was on that live stream, a silver car pulled up right behind me. I took my camera down and I turned around and they instantly tried to pull in and park. And then I took my camera and flipped it around to try to get any license plate or anything like that. And then they parked for a few seconds and then took off. This was recently. Okay, where did you get that chemical from? Can I get a copy of that? Okay, okay. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. And also, yes, with cyber stalking, yeah, you don't have to. I'm saying cyber stalking, yeah, most people don't live in the same state. With cyber stalking or doxing. Um, so I have a question before I go. I have one more question. Uh, as far as this conversation that we're having tonight, is there anyone that I can get documentation that I called the police station?
And the phone number and for the conversation.
Okay. Yes. Okay. That will work. I appreciate that. I want to make clear that I contacted authorities and that it is on record somewhere. So that's what I want to ask. And I appreciate your comment. I will be coming to get that information as far as this phone call is concerned. All right. All right. Thank you. Okay, so that was the video of me making the phone call to the police this evening. No, this morning, because it is approximately 3:33 in the morning. Hold on for a minute, guys. Let me turn this off really quick. So, yeah. So that was me making a phone call to the police. I meant to have gone to the police station after I got the initial threat. And now this is the second threat. And I was thinking maybe, you know, this person doesn't know, but with all of the indirect messages via the internet, I know this person is aware of what is going on, and are sending someone, I don't know, maybe many of his followers. And so that's why I didn't go when the first initial threat took place. And so this right here, hold on for a minute, guys. I have to put you down real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I had to go put on a robe. I had to go and use the bathroom. I'm back. This is what is called cyber stalking, cyberbullying. Okay, I'm gonna turn this around and show you all. Oh my goodness, that's interesting. The back camera. Here we go. All right. Let me put this down. Back view. All right. So now it's been 53 minutes since I got this. Nikki, you're hella cute. Stop the crap. To me, maybe not enough. Sent that to me. And I said, what are you talking about? Stop the crap. He put that under this video right here. which I did tonight regarding AI and are they seeing is AI from TikTok seeing into the fifth dimension? So there was some other messages on here that I didn't read all of them because sometimes I don't get around to reading all of them after I'm posting content and trying to, you know, get you all some content out here. So let me read this really quick. Okay, hold on. Let me open this up. Okay, the first one, Nikki, you are the bomb. And he replies back to me. Okay, Ethereal, my queen. Okay, Alice, I don't know who that is. Spiritual advisor says, listen to her. If you ever feel lost, and I listen to you, and let me tell you, sometimes I know who I am. I know this is now. I know this now. You are the bomb, baby. Let me tell you something. When I seen you driving in that car that day with that one headlight behind you, and you had it all sexy down, cuz guess what? I want to be right there, where I can just ignore them and they stop bumping into me and they stop messing with me. I want to be that girl, and you are my hero. Amen. Okay. Some of these messages are very cryptic. It went from all of that, you're the bomb, to stop the crap. You're hella cute. Stop the crap. It went from my queen, I only worship survivors. My queen, I only worship survivors because they show me my way into the light, because guess what? That's what that's what they no. Guess what? They want to wipe us out. And I'm not one of them that is willing to go into the dark or death. Amen. So these are some of the comments I got tonight right after I did that live stream. So let me say this. I'm going to show you guys a video of what is actually taking place in the world right now. A lot of you may not be aware of what's going on social media platforms, and I have been. Matter of fact, I'm going to come on camera. Excuse me for looking rough because I was going to lay down, but let me do my hair and come on camera and speak to you all really quick. Turn this back around. Okay. Guys, Hopefully this won't fall over. Bring you guys close to me. All right. I don't know if that's blurry. Hold on. I always get this all blurred up. Okay. All right, guys. There were some cryptic messages there that I just went over. You can go on to the last broadcast that I did about the TikTok AI, and this is draining. Hold on for a minute. And there was a short that I did regarding confidence. Like I said in my live stream today, I never really knew anything about narcissism. I don't even know enough to diagnose anyone with narcissism. But what I can tell you is, just like all of the amateur psychologists that are across the world now, due to the rise in narcissism, we know the traits of narcissism and the behaviors, right? So we know about flying monkeys. We know about supplies that they need to boost themselves. And and one thing we don't know is who is actually suffering from this illness. We do not know. And they are attracted to people with the light, whether you have nothing, or have everything. They're attracted to that. And trust me, they're going to make it look like you are doing the attack. And from what I've learned about narcissism, because there was actually a narcissist in my life, that's what made me aware of this. And it's been a crisis in America, across the world. I truly believe where in the Bible, in Deuteronomy, where it speaks on in the end days where menstruating women will bring forth monsters. A lot of these monsters are the narcissists that are amongst us. And so when I learned about narcissism, I was blown away first and foremost. But they always say, don't feed into it. Don't give them the supplies that they need, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for supplies to feed their egos, or their insecurities. And then if you have been entangled or have encountered a narcissist, there's no way to prove it, because they are charismatic. They are very, very well versed with the people in the community. So if you try to say, look, somebody is attacking me, somebody is messing with me, I'm not doing it, wouldn't do you any good, because they are so many steps ahead of you with laying out their traps, so that anything that you say, anything that you do, it's too late, because you are not thinking with a conniving mindset. You are not thinking, let me plot against a person 2, 3, 4 months in advance, a year in advance, several years in advance, after you have ended any communications. And trust me, you don't have to even be or have had a relationship with the narcissist, because that's what a lot of people focus on, having a relationship. Just in a communication, when a narcissist hones in on you, they have locked in on to you because they want to get supplies from you, as far as energy, as far as directing your conversation that their way, which this is doing. Narcissistic supplies is what it's called. Um, from a couple of weeks ago, where that person's name was brought up on my live stream by some of his followers, or it maybe was him himself. I couldn't tell you unless I truly go and get a thorough investigation done to track down IP addresses. But I'm going to say this. There's no way in the court of the internet and the court of public opinion I can address what is going on here. This would actually have to go to a courtroom and have lawyers and all of that involved. And to say all of that is to say a lot, because we know that we have issues, being that we already were under scrutiny, under the public eye, as far as being in covert surveillance. And so then on top of that, if a narcissist that you come across and you're already going through this program, well, that kind of impacts it, right? And so what is going to happen is you can't fight this or try to explain yourself here on social media. So I'm not going to go back over what I've addressed. Like I've said, I am not going to ever hurt myself. I do not have any intentions on hurting myself. Many Black women have to do this because their voices are not heard. And that is why you have over 60 million women that have caused a movement because their voices are not being heard. Now, am I scared? No. The reason why I address any of this, the reason why I make a video, like I said, I leave breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. Because one day they will find the fox that is hiding in sheep's clothing. No one can silence your voice, and no one should be able to silence your voice. We as creators, we get on these panels and we complain about YouTube censoring us. Not only YouTube, but other platforms censoring people who speak the truth, whether you speak the truth or not. Censorship should not have ever taken effect because we live in the United States, the Corporation of America, and that is one of our rights. I am not here to keep going back and forth. All I'm here to do is drop breadcrumbs. And what do I mean by dropping breadcrumbs? Because I don't want anyone to be confused. If anything is to happen to me, any violence is to come to me, any death that I may succumb to, trust and believe it was not of my will. This happened due to people's places that I should have never accommodated an interview with a particular person and stating the fact of being accredited for works that I could clearly see this person was taking off of my platform. I didn't ask for money. I didn't ask for any of that. I just said credit the works that you were clearly taking off of my platform. And that video is still up on my platform. And it can show you time, state, time stamps, all of that. But I am being made to look like I am attacking this particular person. And that is farthest from the truth. But I'm not here to sway your opinion. I'm just here to leave this information on a digital timestamp. My message has first and foremost been about community harassment, gang stalking, covert operations, military covert operations against citizens of the United States. And then I found out about citizens of the world, certain citizens. And then I found out about doxing and how severe and how intense that has taken effect across the world as well. But before doxing even came into the picture, I would talk to you about anything that could help you as far as citizens, as far as human beings, as far as children of the Most High God and targeted individuals, to help you survive, to help you in the upcoming chaos that is to come. And one of the agendas that I noticed was the agenda of Black men targeting Black women. I couldn't put my finger on where this was coming from exactly until I came across a platform, and we all know of a gentleman who recently died, I believe the beginning of this year. And he was pushing an agenda of very division amongst the Black community. He would intermingle his wording with modern women, but everybody could see that he was focusing his talking points to Black women. Kevin Samuels, if you don't know who I am referring to. At that time, I thought, well, okay, I've heard of other men, other platforms, addressing or hurling insults to Black women coming from Black men. But then when Kevin Samuels came on the scene, it was quick, fast, in a hurry, like a shooting star almost. He left a blazing trail in the sky of hate. He stirred up a lot of men, Black men. He stirred up their inner hate. I'm not being funny when I say that, because we all have to deal with issues that we have had in our lives. If you are truly a soul, a person that possesses a soul, you have gone through something in your life. So with Kevin coming on the scene, stirring up all of this, I felt that, okay, this person really is hurting our community. And I spoke on it, and I spoke about the agenda that I felt was going on in the world. You have to truly be sleep walking in this world, in this day and time, not to know that there are certain races that are dying because they lack melanin. I'm not a comedian, and I'm not saying that even to be funny. It is factual. Our weather that we are experiencing right now, with HARP, with all the cold, with the freezing here in Texas back in 2020, with the freezing in Buffalo and all across Miami, unusual weather patterns. Well, if you were part of my generation, you probably heard of El Nino, global warming. These things were false. The planet was always a warm planet. I spoke on them blocking out the sun many, many years ago, and this is all relevant to what I'm saying to you tonight. Many, many years ago, how they're trying to block out the sun because certain races are dying. The planet is warming up. This is their last attempt to stop the rising of the temperature that is coming upon this planet. Most likely after this winter, you will hardly ever see a winter like this again, or, to be blunt, winters ever again, because the planet is heating up and it's going back to its original state. This was a tropical planet, and melanin was essential to live on this planet. For laws to be passed in this matrix as you know it, the Black woman was crucial in passing laws and being drilled to the voting stands. But they know that, and you can see that via TikTok. It may sound funny to you now. It may sound funny to you now. TikTok. But 60 million women isn't funny to me, and it's not funny to a lot of people. And all 60 of those 60 million women, and that was as of December 24th. It's probably more than 60 million now. All 60 million of those women, Black women, are not shaking their behinds on TikTok. The majority of them have businesses, and that's why that movement, as I must call it now, started. I bring you back around to my point. I came on here and I spoke of an agenda. I spoke of an agenda that Black men are dividing their own community. They are tearing down their own women. And I could not understand why. I had never seen anything like this before. Only in the 20th century has this ever occurred. And it was magnifying. I spoke to why you're seeing more and more interracial couples. more and more white men desiring black women. And let me be clear, that is not something that is unusual. That is something that has always occurred. But they were under the thumbs of their slave masters. They're trying to preserve their race, incorporate melanin into their line, their genes. Whether you understand this now or not, that will not be my problem. I'm going to give you this message. Whether warriors of black men have now mounted up to attack black women is our new reality, far above my message that I gave about the reasoning why you're seeing more and more interracial marriages. But it was even deeper than that. I had not even realized that black men were actually being paid agents, paid to go in and destroy their community by destroying their own women. Double agents. And it wasn't based on money. The sad thing is it was based on the fact of power. That's right. Power and the lack of power. You see, the black man has always been stripped of power and authority, no matter how high he climbs in the ranks. And the sad thing of it all is I have witnessed it, whether it be black men in blue collar jobs being talked down to as if they are boys in 1954. I have witnessed black men being stripped of power in their manlyhood, their masculinity, in white collar jobs, corporate jobs, being talked to in a full Armani suit like boys back in 1954. Well, with the pot that has been stirred by that shooting star Kevin Samuels, a lot of men feel like they have no power. And the lack of their power, the lack of their authority, the lack of the submission by black women was, well, directed towards black women. You see, there has always been think tanks to destroy us as black people. They couldn't keep that same energy from the slave routes coming off the boats and the chains and going onto the slave plantations and separating the families. No, they couldn't keep you like that. And they seen and they knew before you even started to wake up. that if you, as Black men, reunited with your Black women, well, you would be a force to reckon with. So some of those think tanks got together and thought about just how to continue to separate and divide and conquer you. But trust and believe, the enemy never rewards the pawns that are on the chessboard. Matter of fact, at the end of a chess game, there's no more pawns left. Black men, your mission is not to destroy Black women. It's to come together with Black women. Your mission, it shouldn't be to get your power from the people who suppressed and buckbrook you in the beginning and took your power, to go back to that same route to get your power back from and put the blame on the Black woman. Well, you won't get your power that way. I'm going to show you a video before I get out of here. It's just unbelievable to me how far we have fallen as people. See, because I can remember Black men when they actually protected Black women, when they even protected Black women that they did not even know. It's just feels like we are living in the twilight zone on top of being placed in the matrix. To have our men's minds totally discombobulated and taken over by the Borg. And think that they are going to gain some form of power because they united with their white man counterpart. And I'm not saying all white men are evil, because we had abolitionaries that helped free slaves. But for the most part, there is a shift coming. There can't be two leaders. There's never been two presidents. There's been a president and a vice president. There is a shift coming, a power shift. The poles are changing, guys. There's always been one power source on top. And when you have someone, a nation that is not ready to relinquish power, do you really think that you can stand beside the nation's leaders and have the same power or will you always be under, striving to renew yourself of power by any means necessary? I want you guys to hear what is actually taking place. This agenda, I had no clue, but I knew there was an agenda out there. So let me go to part 2. You probably heard part 1. If you haven't heard part 1, targeted by black men, protect the black woman, and that is up on my video playlist. But we're going to listen to part 2 really quick. I'm not going to flip the camera around because I don't want to do all that flipping. But let's listen to it real quick. This is the agenda. When I said they're paying black men to literally go out and destroy black women. Let's go. Let's listen to this.
I need y'all to go back and watch Tabitha's video. Once you come back, pay attention to this video from July of 2022. Where as we continue this black men conversation, I want to point something out. People going hard for Tory Lanez could just use the results of their stock from our director, Megan Thee Stallion. But in conjunction with a lot of these other issues, it feels like somebody is pumping up the fault lines within the black community and making it intercommunal sore spots. And it feels very intentional and organized. Yes, it does. I really feel in 2 different spaces I have seen where it feels like it has been organized for black men to attack black women. The first one, these podcast bros.
I hope my sisters don't mind me tagging myself in. Please make sure you go back and you check out CF's story, also known as Colorful Story, and Crutches and Spice, and hear what they had to say on this subject.
Now, hold on.
My thoughts are,
I do want to turn this around so you can see that there was actually a meeting of the minds of white men that came together to plot. They are confederate against you. Let me say that one more time. They are confederate against you. I'm going to turn this around real quick. All right.
it is very purposeful, it is very organized, and it is very insidious the way that the attack on the black woman has escalated the past few years. Specifically, how whoever's in control is using black men to attack black women. I believe that the demographic, the group that is known as black women, is under attack because of the power of the black woman. Black women are educated, and they are educated as to what their rights are in this country, and they are educated on what their goals are for this country as well as for themselves. And the one thing that black women will come together on and use our vote on is in that voting booth. And the powers that be don't like it. So what are they doing? They're using these podcast bros to invalidate, disrespect, and denigrate black women. I believe the same dark money that supports Marjorie Taylor Greene, Donald Trump, Lauren Boebert, Jim Jordan, Ted Cruz, I believe the same dark money that supports racists and fascists in our Congress, they are also supporting these podcast bros financially. The same dark money that used troll farms and lying ads to get Hillary Clinton out of the way, they are trying to use podcast bros to get black women out of the way. oh, let's use their men. If people look at their men and their men is talking trash about them, then why should we listen to anything that they have to say? Invalidate the black woman, then we good. That's what they thinking.
We're about to have a conversation.
African American males are also another central part of our coalition. And you wait, we're going to get 50% of that vote in 2022. 50%. And once we do that, we have a governing coalition that's right in front of us, right there in front of us, that can govern for 100 years.
That was from Steve Bannon, July of 2022, saying that Republicans will have the black male vote in 2022. Now, the black male vote did increase for the Republican Party this year, but not by much. But still, it was significant, and they know their target audience. There has been a push to divide the black American community because they know our voting power is a very strong voting bloc, and especially black women. But where did you think they were going to start? Because they knew they couldn't get black women? Black men. And then we see all this rhetoric of black men yelling and ostracizing and being totally disrespectful to black women. And they're playing on these emotions of our issues in our community. Despite the fact the black family is more unified than they think, but they're targeting black men because patriarchy is what drives their culture. And giving black men a proximity to white man power is the way that they're going. And they know this, which is why you have black men on podcasts and black men with huge platforms, although they are in the minority, being the loudest and the wrongest when it comes to the black family, the black community structure. This idea of giving them power over black women and black women being resistant to that authority is what a certain demographic is depending upon to separate black culture. This is not anything new. They couldn't destroy the black community during the antebellum period by separating families after making them breed children. They couldn't do it during Jim Crow. They couldn't do it during the war on drugs, even though they tried with the 3 strikes rule. So instead of taking away power, they're giving them this pseudo power, or this idea of pseudo power, that your women are supposed to be inferior to you, because they know if black women and black men work together, that we are an unbreakable force. And they know they cannot go and target black women because black women have been proven to overcome many obstacles, despite the disenfranchisement. They're choosing to go after black men with this idea of patriarchal power, and some are falling for it.
Okay, let me stop that there. Let me turn this back around real quick so I can end up on this broadcast. Hello, Tanya. Sorry about that. I know you were on the last broadcast, Tanya. Okay, so with that being said, oh goodness, will we continue to fall for the okie doke? I guess we will. This truly will take the Most High God to come back and fix. Because after listening to these ladies, and these ladies that you're listening to are on TikTok. So I don't know which TikTok my brothers are on, but you need to go deeper down through TikTok because there are very educated females on TikTok, forewarning of tragedies to come. And this right here is a tragedy. I'm not talking about a personal tragedy for myself. I'm talking for my nation. My brothers are being played like pawns on a chess game. And the ones that's getting paid are the pushermans, once again, that have come into the cities and using the young, naive brothers, the desperate brothers, to push the agenda, this agenda. You've seen the other nations. They are confederate against you, plotting, saying that they're going to use you. Right there on video, not just my words. They are using you, and they have hired people, your brothers, my brothers, Israel, aka formerly known as black men, African Americans, to come in and divide, to get this pseudo power, this fake power, this fake assumption of power, when they know their power is going, when they know, just like I said, there's a wealth transfer coming, there is a power shift coming. But to hold on, when you see somebody trying to hold on so hard to the power they know, it's over. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning. So I give you this message just to forewarn you. But I've been trying to get this message out there. And yes, I know that the platform I have is tiny. So only it's a drop in the bucket who will hear this message. But it'll be up here digitally, just like Pastor Stephen Darby. For when it's my time, the message will be here for you to listen to. Even if I am to pass away to the fifth dimension, that is what shall be, right? Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. But remember, this is bigger than you and I. Pseudo power is not what you should strive for. You should know that the true power is shifting back into your hands. Well, everyone in the world can see it. Why can't you? It's almost as if, I just thought of this, how the black man was so mad at us, at our ignorance for marching in the feminine movement, wanting to be an equal, and it got us nowhere. This is the remix to that. Black men wanting power and authority, not feeling like boys and not being called boys or talked down to. And you know that you get talked down to in your workplaces. You know you feel that insecurity of the weakness of, did anybody see you get talked down to? Like you are a boy instead of a man. Can't stand with your oppressors. Let their power fade into the night. And let yours rise in the daylight. And I am out, and much, much love.